Welcome to the DCTV News at Noon program. I'm Kelsey Kiesling.
And I'm Kendra Cook. Dolores County Broadcasting Network is the producer of DCTV, and the Southwest TV Translator Association underwrites the news show.
If you have a news topic or tips you'd like to see covered, give us a call. The studio number is 677-4119.
Today's show is live on Tuesday at noon and rebroadcast at 3 and 6 p.m. and again re-aired on Friday at noon, 3 and 6.
Coming up, bears in Dolores, red wine search called off, and more.
And also murder suspect suicide, funnel clouds spotted with more weather, sheriff's roundup, and area happenings. Rabbit. Today is August 1st, 2017, and now the news at noon. Bears continue to be in the news from the Cortez Journal. Montezuma County Sheriff's deputies are on the alert for bears in downtown Dolores after residents reported seeing one 2 weeks in a row. Residents said they spotted a bear rummaging through dumpsters on Central Avenue early in the morning on July 19th, and Sheriff Steve Nowlin reported scaring one away from the same area the night of July 25th. The first night, the bear left a mess in its wake, knocking over almost 20 trash bins and spilling trash into the road. Nowlin said the local black bears often go after trash in the town during the fall just before their hibernation, but it's unusual to see them this active in the summer. It makes you wonder if we're going to have an early winter, he said. Joe Lewandowski, the Southwest Public Information Officer for Colorado Parks and Wildlife, said a late frost in June killed many of the acorns and berries that bears rely on for food. He also said an increase in the human population of some bear habitats could be partly to blame for the early sightings. More people live here than in the past, he said. We're seeing more bears because there are more eyes out there. Both Dolores bear sightings were at night just before the town trash pickup on Wednesday morning. Nowlin said that when bears' natural food sources become scarce, they often go after dumpsters and bird feeders. He said Dolores residents can avoid visits from the animals by bringing feeders inside at night and waiting until morning to take out the trash. The bears know that Dolores is a buffet, he said. There is no problem with bears outside of town. We need to keep them wild and keep them out of town. Lewandowski also recommended residents wash their garbage cans when possible to get rid of any extra odor and avoid keeping any food on porches or in cars. So far, the bears haven't been reported near people or pets, and Nolan said he wants to keep it that way. He said he has started patrolling the town himself on Tuesday nights whenever there isn't a Dolores deputy on duty in order to, quote, haze any bears he sees. Hazing can take many forms, but on July 25th, Nowlin said he was able to drive off the bear by shooting it with rubber bullets. He said the idea is to make it as uncomfortable as possible for the animals to seek out food within town limits. Several conflicts between bears and humans have been reported across Colorado this summer, including some in the Durango area, where 4 bears were either shot by homeowners or euthanized by Wildlife Service earlier in July. Nowlin said he wants to avoid incidents like that in Montezuma County. He plans to start a bear safety education campaign for county residents and visitors in conjunction with the CPW's Bear Aware campaign.
Reported by the Durango Herald, a Louisiana man suspected of killing his wife shot himself Monday outside the emergency room doors at Mercy Regional Medical Center, police said. The man was identified as Rudolph K. Schotz, age 48. He was wanted on suspicion of killing his wife in Woodville, Mississippi. It appears to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound, said Commander Ray Shoup, spokesman for the Durango Police Department. They're still investigating why he stopped at Mercy and did it there in the parking lot. According to The Advocate, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Schotz is suspected of shooting his wife, Christy Rollins Schotz, age 45. They were last seen together Saturday night leaving an event. Her body was found Sunday afternoon in the passenger seat of her vehicle at her home in Woodville, The Advocate reported. Schotz, captain of a fire department, missed his Sunday shift and apparently turned off his phone, the newspaper reported. Durango is a 19-and-a-half-hour drive from Woodville. Police responded to what initially sounded like a traffic crash at Mercy, but soon learned it was a possible suicide. The incident occurred at 12:27 p.m. Schotz, driving a white 2008 Ford F-150, apparently pulled up to the area of the emergency room doors and stopped. Witnesses heard a loud bang, then the truck accelerated and went through metal fencing and over a 15 to 20-foot retaining wall. The truck landed on its top in a delivery dock, Shoup said.
Reported from ColoradoPolitics.com, the number of concealed carry handgun permits in Colorado jumped 56% in the last few months, according to a recent report. Under President Obama, concealed handgun permits grew, a reaction to concerns that the administration would push a heavy gun control agenda. Permits grew to more than 16 million under Obama, underscoring a 256% increase since 2007. Interest, however, continues to grow under President Trump, according to the Crime Prevention Research Center, which conducted the study released earlier this month. Some gun makers and dealers feared a drop because of Trump's strong support of gun rights. Colorado, however, saw one of the highest increases in the country. With the recent surge, 9% of adults in Colorado now have a concealed carry permit, according to the report. It highlighted that there were 248,478 permits in Colorado as of December 2016. There were 388,646 permits by April 30th of this year. Nationally, handgun permits in the United States soared by 1.83 million since last July. The total number of permits in the country rose to 16.3 million. The study also found that the biggest increases were among women and blacks. Nationally, concealed handgun permits are held by more than 6% of adults. Alabama, Indiana, and South Dakota led the pack with 20%, 16%, and 14% respectively. Women account for 36% of the total number of permit holders nationally, according to CPRC. Only a handful of states, however, keep that specific data. In those states between 2012 and 2016, they saw a 326% faster increase in permits among women than among men. Of states that keep records on race from 2012 to 2016, the number of blacks who have permits grew 30% faster than whites who have them. Interestingly, Colorado is an open carry state where it is legal to carry a gun in view without permit requirements, except in Denver and other posted areas.
According to the Durango Herald, in light of Supreme Court decisions banning life without parole for juvenile offenders, dozens of Colorado prisoners who committed crimes as minors could be eligible for release, but only one has been freed. It's been more than a year since the U.S. Supreme Court made retroactive its 2012 ban on such sentences. Many states are grappling with the issue. Here's a look at the situation in Colorado. Colorado ended life without parole sentences for juveniles in 2006, but had 48 offenders sentenced between 1990 and 2006, when the term was an option. The State Department of Corrections says 4 have been resentenced and 1 has been paroled. None has been resentenced to life without parole. We are aware of 4 or 5 others that are potentially coming up for resentencing soon, Mark Fairbairn, spokesman for the Colorado Department of Corrections, said in a statement. The prisoners still have life sentences, just with the possibility of parole. They generally aren't eligible for that until they've served 40 years. The Colorado Supreme Court ruled in late May that extra long sentences for juvenile offenders don't violate the federal decision that inmates must have a meaningful opportunity to seek release. Colorado has nearly 3 dozen inmates who committed crimes as juveniles are serving virtual life sentences for 50 years or more, the Denver Post has reported. Some of these sentences mean an inmate is likely to die in prison.
From the Cortez Journal, a community search for Dylan Redwine's remains northeast of Vallecito Reservoir has been called off after his father's arrest. The 8-day search was scheduled to start Friday and conclude August 11th on Middle Mountain, where some of Dylan's remains were found in June of 2013 and November of 2015. Mark Redwine was arrested July 22nd in Bellingham, Washington, on suspicion of second-degree murder and child abuse resulting in death. The search was being organized by Redwine and Shelley Watson of Texas, who met Redwine earlier this year while learning how to drive semi-tractor trailers. Redwine, a long-haul trucker, was Watson's trainer. In an interview on Monday, Watson said she might reschedule the search if the needs arise. For now, the La Plata County Sheriff's Office said there is no need for additional searches. In a previous interview with the Durango Herald, Watson said she learned of Dylan's death about the 3rd week of being on the road with Redwine. At the time, she doubted Redwine's involvement, saying Dylan's death seemed consistent with a wildlife attack, possibly a mountain lion. The Sheriff's Office had named Redwine a person of interest, but nothing about Redwine's story or demeanor seemed overly suspicious to Watson, she said in May. Quote, I said, Mark, I'm going to ask you one time, did you kill your son? He said, no, I didn't kill my son. I don't know what happened to my son, she said. Watson said she asked Redwine why he hadn't done more to search for his son's remains, and Redwine told her it would look bad, especially if he found something, because people say he knew where to look. Watson agreed to be the point person for organizing a community search. Redwine said he most likely wouldn't participate to avoid any suggestions that he pointed people in the right direction. Watson said she has been harassed and threatened on social media for her involvement. Her husband expressed concerns for her safety. "Things are way too crazy right now," she said. "I don't want to be stepping on any toes for them going up there and doing further searches on the mountain. It's going to be postponed until the dust settles." The search was never about proving Redwine's guilt or innocence, she said. Rather, it was about finding more of Dylan's remains, which would give his family some peace of mind and possibly help investigators.
Reported by the Cortez Journal, the livestock that local environmentalist Rose Chilcote and her husband Mark Franklin supposedly put at risk by closing a gate had full access to water and were not in danger, according to the Utah rancher who reported the incident to police. According to an audio recording of the police dispatch call obtained by the Durango Herald in an open records request, Zane Odell tells the San Juan County Sheriff's Office, Utah, that someone intentionally closed a gate on his corral to keep his cows from water. However, Odell says that what they don't know, or maybe figured out too late, was that there was another opening in the fence where the cattle were able to access water. "We had the fence cut where we were drilling a well, so no harm was done," Odell said. "The cows did go around the corner and get in to get a drink of water, so I don't have any dead cows, but their intent is still there." Chilcote, on a website she set up to raise money for her legal defense, maintains there was no intent to hurt livestock. All of the parties involved in the case declined to comment for the story. According to a news release from the San Juan County Sheriff's Office, Odell on April 1st discovered a gate to his corral had been closed, denying his cattle from access to water. The Sheriff's Office, in its announcement, made no mention of the fact that the cattle did have full access to water. The incident was reportedly captured by a trail camera Odell set up at the watering site on state trust lands near Lime Ridge Road between Bluff and Mexican Hat. Odell declined to release the photos to the Herald. Franklin was charged with attempted wanton destruction of livestock, a second-degree felony, and trespassing on trust land, a misdemeanor. Chilcote was initially cited with 2 misdemeanors, one for trespassing on trust lands and another for providing false information when she identified herself using her married name to a deputy. However, on April 18th, the San Juan County attorney hit Chilcote with 2 new felony charges. Attempted wanton destruction of livestock and retaliation against a witness, victim, or informant. It's unclear why the additional charges were filed. The San Juan County Sheriff's Office denied the Herald's request for a case report, as well as the police body camera video, which may provide more information. And now, here's our weather report.
Mostly sunny mornings are expected for the rest of the week, but for this afternoon, scattered showers and thunderstorms are likely. Winds will run 5 to 15 and become west winds this afternoon. The showers and storms will continue until around 11 p.m. The same patterns also likely for Wednesday for the afternoon till late in the night as well. Only afternoon showers are expected Thursday at this time. But there's also some possibility for this rainy trend to continue into the weekend, but we'll see what that looks like tomorrow. Tropical Depression Emily will move northeastward off the southeast coast and become post-tropical cyclone Emily over the western Atlantic by Wednesday evening. This will cause showers and thunderstorms over parts of the Florida Peninsula through this evening. The Ohio Valley, Lower Great Lakes, and Central Appalachians will see showers and thunderstorms this afternoon that will end tonight. Moisture-rich air over the southern plains will produce showers and thunderstorms in the upper Mississippi Valley this afternoon and into Wednesday. Monsoonal moisture and daytime heating will produce showers and thunderstorms over parts of the southwest and southeastern California into the central and southern Rockies through Wednesday evening at least. The high for today is forecast at 81. Tomorrow and on through the next 5 will be very steady mid-80s. Upper 50s for lows for the weeknights, afternoon and evening showers. And now back to the news.
Reported by the Cortez Journal, funnel clouds formed across southwest Colorado last weekend as monsoon season was in full swing, but the spinning clouds didn't appear to touch down to form tornadoes. 2 pictures of funnel clouds taken on Saturday were sent to the Durango Herald, one by Brad Weinmeister, southwest of Bayfield at about 7:10 p.m., and another by David Torres. A third photo was submitted by a reader who spotted a funnel cloud near Walmart in Durango. That photo was undated. Matthew Alexa, a meteorologist with the National Weather Service in Grand Junction, said there were no reports of funnel clouds touching down over the weekend. A funnel cloud is formed usually amid a thunderstorm as air spins in the atmosphere, creating a rotating column. The formation looks like the top of a tornado, the difference being tornadoes touch ground. Megan Stackhouse, also a meteorologist with the NWS in Grand Junction, said funnel clouds are not uncommon in southwest Colorado.
3 weeks to go. How would you like to watch the upcoming eclipse on the 21st from the air? Des Jardins, an astrophysicist at Montana State University in Bozeman, will help broadcast the first live stream of a total solar eclipse from the edge of space. She and more than 50 groups from across the United States will launch high-altitude balloons and film the moon's shadow racing across the Earth and broadcast it over the internet as it happens. Eclipse.stream.live. Des Jardins says from the air you can see it coming and going. I think that perspective is really profound. She got the idea from a news story about a pilot who flew his plane into the path of an eclipse over the Atlantic Ocean in 2013. Her group engineers high-altitude balloons to study everything from ozone to high-energy particles produced in thunderstorms. She figured it would be an easy deal to fly cameras on the balloons and get great footage. One other group has filmed an eclipse from a balloon in Australia in 2012. In a cynical moment, she wondered if anyone would watch video of an eclipse after the event. She said she was thinking about living in this age of needing to be there in the moment or we don't care. I knew it needed to be live, she said. The balloons needed to carry GPS antennas for tracking and satellite modems to transmit images and video, plus microcomputers to manage it all. Space was needed for other scientific equipment as well. A balloon with all those components has to weigh less than 12 pounds to meet Federal Aviation Administration rules. NASA got involved, as did colleges and high schools across the country. Some of the students involved in the project are now getting jobs with companies like Lockheed Martin and space tourism company Worldview. The total eclipse starts at 10:15 a.m. Pacific time on August 21st. That would be an hour later here at 11:15 a.m. Des Jardins will be at an airport in Rexburg, Idaho, tracking 4 8-foot diameter balloons as they float up to just over 18 miles or 30 kilometers over the Tetons. She'll also be live chatting with more than 50 teams from Oregon to South Carolina, professional scientists, high school and university students, and amateur astronomy clubs. She hopes the videos will help more people personally experience how the Earth, Moon, and Sun move around each other.
According to the Durango Herald, river runners checking flows on the Animas River on Sunday morning awoke to find the river had more than doubled overnight, reaching near historic flows. But alas, the prospect of late-season big water was short-lived. According to the USGS gauge in Durango, the Animas River was running at 2,530 cubic feet per second, more than double the July 29th flow of about 900 CFS and just shy of the historic record of 2,780 CFS in 1957. The significant jump seemed somewhat possible given the massive monsoons that hit Durango late Saturday night into Sunday morning, with one weather station recording nearly 1.5 inches of rainfall. But, as it turns out, Megan Stackhouse, a meteorologist with the National Weather Service in Grand Junction, said that despite the storms that rolled through, the Animas River did not reach peak season-like flows. It was an equipment issue, said Stackhouse, who confirmed the gauge failure with the River Forecast Center in Salt Lake City. Stackhouse said the river flow at the station will be listed as missing until the gauge can be fixed. Regardless, the Animas River did see a sizable uptick in flows as a result of the heavy rainfall, with the gauge below the Durango pump plant recording 1,330 CFS, more than 400 CFS above that gauge's historic flow recorded in 2008.
From the Durango Herald, La Plata Youth Services may move into a house at the La Plata County Fairgrounds in October, making way for a new Durango Chamber of Commerce building next to Brookside Park. The city plans to buy the Chamber of Commerce building in Santa Rita Park this year, and wastewater treatment plant employees have already moved in following the demolition of the plant's administration building. The Chamber expects to sign a memorandum of understanding with the city in August that will include the sale of its former building, the lease of the city property for its new building near Brookside Park, and other details of the agreement, Executive Director Jack Llewellyn said. The Chamber moved into the Bank of Colorado at 1199 Main Avenue temporarily this summer until its new building can replace the city-owned A-Frame at 2301 Main Avenue. La Plata Youth Services, a nonprofit that serves at-risk youth, started in the A-Frame building 22 years ago. It's been growing steadily and eventually planned to move out, said Dylan Walls, Restorative Justice Coordinator with the nonprofit. La Plata County government owns the house at the fairgrounds. It used to house the county manager. It has been vacant for several years and could provide the nonprofit with additional floor space, a kitchen, and a washing machine and dryer to better serve youth in need. It is also close to the nonprofit's current location, and the move would keep Durango High School students from crossing North Main Avenue to visit. The nonprofit could pay $2,100 a month for the 2,245 square foot house if the lease is approved. The county may charge La Plata Youth Services rent for only the first floor of the house because the nonprofit plans to do improvements on the house. The city plans to demolish the A-Frame near Brookside Park shortly after La Plata Youth Services vacates the building, Director of City Operations Levi Lloyd said. The Chamber was in the middle of fundraising $1.5 million to renovate and expand its building in Santa Rita Park before the building was sold to the city. Llewellyn is speaking with donors about whether they want to withdraw their funding or donate to the new building, which has not been designed. The office will be built on city-owned land, just like the building in Santa Rita Park. The new facility is expected to have office space for the Chamber to grow and a boardroom for members to use. The project also gives the Chamber the opportunity to participate in the revitalization happening along North Main.
And now for the Dolores County Sheriff's Roundup for the week of July 24th through the 30th. A county resident called reporting he had found stray cattle on his property. Dispatch notified the state branding inspector. If you are missing cattle, please contact the sheriff's office. A county resident called reporting a semi-trailer was broken down blocking Road 15. A deputy responded to a request for assistance unlocking a vehicle in town. Smoke was reported in the Cottonwood subdivision on 2 different days. A ready report was made on a vehicle southbound on Highway 491. Deputies were unable to locate. A county resident reported cows on his property in the area of roads M and 15. The sheriff's office is attempting to locate the owners. Flooding occurred in parts of Highway 491 and Highway 141 in several different locations during our recent severe rainstorm. Egner Fire Department, CDOT, Colorado State Troopers, and Dolores County Sheriff's officers assisted motorists through these areas to make sure that everyone made it safely and there were no accidents. There was a report of a large cottonwood tree that had fallen across Road 38, blocking both lanes of traffic due to the heavy rainstorms. Area residents worked together to clear the debris and allow traffic to begin moving again. A resident reported 5 steers on County Road M and 15. Dispatch located the owner, and the owner responded to secure the cattle. A motorist reported a reckless driver through construction traffic in Monticello. A deputy responded but was unable to make contact with the vehicle. That's it for today's roundup. Stay tuned for continuing updates.
Golfing, anyone? Well, sort of. The 8th Annual Medicine Horse Masters Tournament is scheduled for Saturday, August 26 at the South 40 Par 3 course, 25500 County Road H, south of Cortez. The tournament events include a driving range challenge, closest to the pin competition, and longest putt challenges. The $25 per person entry fee, $100 per 4-person team, includes 9 holes of golf, course drinks, lunch, and door prizes. Registration is at 8 a.m. and the scramble format / shotgun start is at 8:30 a.m. All proceeds benefit Medicine Horse Center youth and family programs. Medicine Horse Center is a Colorado charitable not-for-profit corporation. Pre-register by calling 970-533-7403 or download a registration form at medicinehorsecenter.org. Hunting this season? Leftover licenses are currently on sale by phone and in person. Leftover big game, over-the-counter fall turkey and reissued licenses are on sale August 1st and 2nd. Call 800-244-5613 toll-free to purchase or purchase in person at CPW locations and licensed agents. Online sales start at midnight August 2nd. New last year eligible returned licenses will be reissued through the leftover license process. For more information, please visit the leftover and OTC licenses and license refund and reissue pages, and that's online at cpw.state.co.us. And in Dove Creek, your community health clinic has a new look. Join them on Thursday, August 17th from 4 to 6 p.m. They'll be serving hot dogs and drinks. They will also be giving guided tours of the clinic at 4:30 and 5:30. They invite everyone to come out and meet their team. And don't forget, tomorrow, August 2nd, in Dove Creek, the free school supplies will be available through the Rock Not-for-Profit from 5 to 7 p.m. at the community center, where there will also be a free community barbecue. The Chamber will also be on hand trying out some kid games that will be featured at the Three Sisters Ag Fest and Zucchini Blast on August 19th at the Dolores County Fairgrounds. So even if you don't need the supplies, come out and have some fun. All of the happenings are posted on our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page, along with YouTube replays, weather, and original stories and local posts. To share your event or information, contact us. It's dcbnnews@gmail.com or call us at the station. It's 677-411-9, and we'll get your news on the air.
Thanks for tuning in. News at Noon airs live at noon Monday through Wednesday and then rebroadcast at 3 and 6 p.m. and again re-aired Thursday, Friday, and Saturday in the same order at noon, 3, and 6.
Be sure to check out us on our Facebook page, DCTV News at Noon. Please like us there and share it with a friend.
For Kendra Cook, Jerry Tope, and everyone at DCTV with the News at Noon program out of Dove Creek, USA, I'm Kelsey Kiesling. Thanks for watching.